Okay.
Well, I don't know if it was oats, it was
I'll tell you.
alfalfa mostly.
Sure.
Yeah, we're about ready to start.
Yeah.
When you coming back?
Oh, I'll be back Saturday.
Okay.
Just long enough for a couple of contractors down here. We got 3 of them this week.
What a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to line them all up.
Yeah. Whatever. I can't hardly believe all them people coming in. Everything's got
Yeah.
approved.
Yeah, it's quite a challenge.
Do you have any tape? Scotch tape?
Yeah, I suppose they got that for a
In
reason.
my office.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah.
the ceiling.
I appreciate you chairing today. Just easier while you're there.
Not a problem.
I'll go get it.
Yeah, I bet it is.
No problem. Do you mind? No, I don't. Thank you. Morning. Morning, Ron.
Morning.
You're good.
Yes. Lost 10 pounds. Pretty shaggy.
Well, I guess if everybody's here, we can start.
He's coming right back.
Yeah, Sue's coming.
Okay.
Just wait for Sue. She went, got some.
All right. Come right on in.
Come on in. We'll wait for you.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I guess we need to approve the agenda. You got a
I'll
copy?
make a motion. I do.
I'll second it.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion approved. I guess we can approve the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I've got a question. Unless they've been corrected, the ones I read last night showed that I was in attendance last week. And I did attend via telephone because I was taking Pamela to the doctor last week. So I don't know if that needs to be notated or what.
I can put that you, no,
Yeah.
I did put supervisor Primer Beershank, Seaman present, Primer called. Okay, I'll tweak that.
Okay, thank you.
Yep,
I'm gonna call the meeting.
yeah, I'll switch it to
I
Beershank.
had to look at the date again. I get confused on dates now and again.
Yeah, it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Did you second that?
Oh, yes, I will. With the correction, yeah.
Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Minutes are approved. Got a little bit of
There's a couple quarterly reports.
time. Sure. One of them's really a big report.
Thank you, Sue.
Let's see. Gonna lump them put together, Haley?
No,
No?
no, because they're
That'd be
two different
separate?
departments, yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion to accept the general assistance quarterly report.
I'll second that.
Gary, there you go. Thank you.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Motion approved.
and then I'll make a motion to, which one is it? The Veterans Affairs quarterly report.
I'll second that. Are you there? Rick?
Yeah. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye. Veteran Affairs approved. You need these initial or anything?
Yeah, there's
you
fold,
can tell
rifle
Rick how
on
much
the
they
back.
were.
Yep,
One back.
yes. Or whatever, just so it's initial.
Okay. I guess we're ready.
I'd like to set a land use hearing for Jake and Brittany Madsen for Tuesday, May 14th at 9:15.
Okay, well, I'd make a motion that we set that land use hearing for Jake and Brittany Matson, May 14th at 9:15 a.m.
I'll second it.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 I'd like to also set a land use hearing for Dwayne Wilson and Carrie Peterson for Tuesday, May 14th at 9:25.
And I'd make that motion to set that land use hearing for Carrie Peterson and Dwayne Wilson for May 14th at 9:25.
I'll second it.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carried.
Thank you.
We'll be in your office later this afternoon, or this morning, Barb.
Yes.
Good, I'll come over to the,
U.S. Cellular, the U.S. Cellular,
AT&T.
they're exempt.
Good, I'm glad to see you.
They're so good. I am good, just picking it up where they even need it. Yep, been there, done that. That's why you keep me around, Tracy. See ya.
Good.
I guess we could, IRVM member appointment.
Yep, I think I believe they Eric talked to them all, and Jeff Shadle, Wayne Sila, and who was the third one? I gotta go look. Can't remember. I didn't know if they were coming in for it or not. I saw the weed truck actually going out today, it looked like. Oh, Zach Parmenter. So Zach Parmenter, Wayne Sila, and Jeff Shadle all agreed to get reappointed and filled out. They're filling out the forms, so.
Okay.
And the other ones are still on, right? Okay.
Yep. and
Yeah, I think
these are for
it's-
3 years.
Yeah, these three are up, I believe.
Yeah.
That's what I saw last week, so. Okay, I'd make a motion that we appoint Wayne Sila, or approve their appointment, Jeff Shadle and Zach Parmenter.
I'll second it.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion approved. Sue, what do you have?
Well, I got a few things. I have, it looks like first on here is the retirement incentive. We had offered this a few years ago. I emailed this to you guys.
I'm sorry, I can't hear her.
I'm so sorry. Is this better?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I was
Sorry if
mumbling.
you get a crackly shout across the room.
I was mumbling. I apologize. The first item I have is the voluntary pre-retirement incentive plan or policy. I believe we did this a few years ago, and I had sent you guys it to review. No changes in it, the document itself. Pretty straightforward. So I guess just discussion on that, if any, or if okay with it, approving, offering the pre-retirement, I guess it's called pre-retirement policy.
County paid leave and release of claims.
Yeah, I guess the title of this document that the employee would sign if anybody was interested in taking advantage of it is pre-retirement county paid leave and then release of claims is on here too.
You catch all that, Rick?
I did, and I read that document that she sent out, and, you know, we did that a few years ago, just like she said. I don't have a problem with it.
Can we wait to the end though, since the resolutions, I already had a few numbered for today?
Oh, sure. Sure, we can do that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
if this was gonna be on.
I think so.
Because it has to be adopted by a resolution.
Sure, that makes sense.
Okay, so we'll just bring that up, I guess, if there's no questions on it, we'll just bring it up again at the end to officially vote on it, is that right? Okay, so the second one is I have an employee resignation here. I believe you guys were aware of that. Tim Dilly and the assistant county attorney is unfortunately going to be leaving us. Friday, May 17th is his last day. If you guys can just sign that and return it to me for the file.
Sign it or initial?
Initials, fine, yeah.
So basically, all we have to do is recognize his resignation, is that correct?
Correct.
Did I lose you?
No, we're
That is
here.
correct.
Okay.
And Tracy and Gary have signed it.
Okay.
So I'll move on to the next one I have. It's discuss and approve insurance related to landfill employees.
Skip that one, he's supposed to be coming. He's
Oh, he
running
is.
late. Yes.
Okay, we'll skip that one then. I thought so
Did you
too.
guys formally acknowledge that resignation?
What's that?
Did you guys formally?
No, we haven't.
Oh, okay.
I think Rick kind of sort of made
Okay.
a motion to acknowledge, and I will second
Yep.
his motion on the acknowledge the resignation of Tim Dilly.
Thank you.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carried.
Okay, so I will skip this landfill one. And I just wanted to give you guys a quick brief update on that conference I attended last week, just because I just want you to know what you approved, what I did when I wasn't here. It was really, really, really good. It's called the National Public Employer Labor Relations Association Conference. And so it's HR professionals that all work in city and county government all across the US. So it's just specific to government industry. And I just wanted to share because, again, it's an expense, and I just want you to know the benefits of these types of continuing education, learning, networking opportunities, and just touch on a few things. They had a really interesting session on bargaining and negotiations, which was good. I picked up some nuggets in that. They had some information on job advertisements, job descriptions, interview questions, the importance of the wording on those to ensure the organization is protected when or if someone expresses a concern or a complaint down the road about your hiring practice or your interview practice or thing. So that was really good, and that's some stuff we've already put into place. So it was good to reaffirm that, having these standard postings and these standard interview questions, and so that was really good. there was an interesting one on AI, artificial intelligence. I don't know how much you guys know about that, but there's a lot of talk about how that's gonna, are you laughing?
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Sorry if that came through.
That's okay. It was on a lot of, HR is talking about this, about how AI is gonna change the dynamics of the workforce and how it changes things. Like AI, you know, I'm not the expert on it, but, you know, you can use AI or chat GBT, these features, like, I know like there's colleges that they have software in place to see if a student used artificial intelligence to help write a paper or whatever. Like you can talk into this thing and say, hey, write me a paper on the history of whatever, or write me a cover letter, or draft me a resume. And they're just talking about how, you know, how not to be afraid that you can use that to help in your job. People are saying it's going to replace humans at some point in all of this. There's benefits to it, and then they just gave signs to kind of watch for to see if you're getting resumes and you think, you know, that doesn't sound right, kind of to watch to make sure people are giving their authentic self. And so, you know, it was interesting. They said that the Occupational Wage and Employment Survey of all industries, that recent study came out that said a quarter of the current workforce tasks could potentially be automated by AI. And so then people were like, oh my gosh, we don't need people. But it was really affirming that yes, we're always gonna need people, but this can supplement some of your menial tasks if you use it correctly. And it was just really interesting. Work comp and light duty, that was an interesting one, you know, kind of just talk about trends and ideas in that area. The importance of having strong policies and handbooks and tips on the right verbiage within those documents so that they cover everything was also discussed. And as you know, we're in process of updating our handbook, and so it was good to hear some tips with that. They talked about strong leadership teams and regularly touching base and not operating in silos, and I thought that was really applicable too, because that's something we're trying to do with our department heads and elected officials. You know, not this person's over here doing this, and just bringing them together, and the importance of kind of that. And then innovative strategies and employee benefits for public sector and how to attract and retain top talent. That was really interesting too, because you know, you used to be at a time where you got a government job and you stayed there for 30 years and that was it. You didn't have to worry about people looking elsewhere. And that's not really the case anymore. It's a different workplace. And so they talked about how to explore, you know, what's important to employees and how to keep them here and how to get them to come here. And you might have to look at your benefits package differently, like, you know, pregnancy leave and just different things like that, and touching base with employees on that. So I appreciated the opportunity to attend and network with other HR professionals. I made some good connections of people that we can, you know, bounce ideas off of if we're going through the same thing. It was good to hear that we're on the right path, you know, with handbook changes and different communication forms and employee voice and leadership training. And so I think it's good to see that, you know, the path we're on with some of these changes, although maybe hard, is what, you know, others are experiencing and doing to make their workplaces attractive and keep people there long term. So I brought back a lot of good nuggets, and happy to answer any questions now or down the road if you have them, but I just wanted to let you know I was grateful for the opportunity to go, and I think it was really beneficial for the county.
Where was it at?
It was in Savannah, Georgia, which I had never been to. It's a really pretty town, really pretty, a lot of history there. It's like the most haunted town or city in the US, I guess, or one of. There's a lot of history about, and there's a lot of ghost tours and stuff like that. So it was interesting. So thank you. All right. If no questions on that, we'll circle back to the landfill issue. Is that what you're here for?
Yep.
Okay. I don't think I've met you.
No, Eric Warner.
Eric.
Yes.
So we've talked.
Yes.
We've talked a lot. Nice to meet you. I'm
Yeah.
Sue. currently, we have an agreement that Benton County pays for the insurance for the landfill employees. But that's just our basic insurance, and it's not that, that Auxient piece, the, how they come in and supplement, they're not on that piece of it. So Eric and I were talking, and, you know, they would like to perhaps benefit from that piece to make that benefit package not have such a high deductible for the current staff. And so I talked to Brad at ISAC, and he talked to Assured Partners, who's our current broker, and there's two different ways that we can handle doing this if we wanted to do it. And the one that we thought would be best, I guess, is where we add those employees to our partial self-funding and then bill back those charges. And so we would bill back the Auxient fee associated with handling the self-funding, and what we currently pay for our current employees is $10.50 per employee per month. $10.50 per employee per month. So that would be billed back to them if they were in agreement with that. We'd keep the premiums the same as they are now, and then bill for any claims that are incurred and processed by Auxient. This option is a little more time intensive in that Alicia, who does our claims, is gonna have to do some extra stuff to look at who this is for, but I talked to her and she didn't have a problem with it. She thought it would be fine. She wasn't concerned about it. And this option doesn't put us at any kind of extra financial burden or risk or anything like that. So I think I sent this to you as well, so it would just be a matter of also if you guys were in agreement with that $10.50 and if that setup sounded fine with you.
Yeah, no, it sounds fine to me. I just have to, I got a board meeting on Thursday, so I
Okay.
can present it to the board.
Sure.
I don't know, the decision probably won't be made this month, I would guess probably next month. We'll just discuss it right now, I think, and then
Okay,
I would think it's up to the board. I mean, I'll just bring it back to them and
sure.
present it, so.
So our open enrollment starts May 1st. So we will be sending something out in the next week or so saying, and that's gonna be all online. And so then, I just need to let Assured Partners know if they have to build, you know, your 3 people separate and not put the same parameters in if you decide not to go this option, so just.
Okay, yep.
So that was kind of.
You said 2 options, all right?
Oh, you want to hear the other option?
Why
Sure.
not?
Okay, so the other option is add them to Auxient to handle the partial self-funding and then have the landfill charge the same premiums as the county employees. The county would then handle all the self-funding claims for the landfill. Most likely, the county would be okay in this scenario as it's unlikely the landfill employees would use 100% of their benefit, but that would be a gamble the county would have to take. And then the landfill would have to agree to the amount of premiums charged by the county. That would keep it simplest. And so there's just a little bit of, I guess, financial risk in that one, whereas this other one is not, according to Brad and Assured Partners.
I think option 1's sounded a lot better, it looked a lot better to me, or easier, I guess, overall.
Yeah.
It's easier?
I mean, again, really the only person who's gonna have a little extra is Alicia. And I mean, I said, really tell me, you know, the board's gonna ask, I wanna know. And again, there's only 3 of them, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And she said, it's fine, really. She does some other stuff where she has to separate when she does her claim stuff and,
Now, will we have to add this into the 28E agreement that we have? We probably shouldn't we?
I don't know on that.
that's a good question.
Because it was never, because
I
it was
didn't-
adopted in 2014, and then we
Okay.
added them on the insurances later, so.
Right.
I could look into that. I suppose I should look into it. Get hold of Mark and have him see what we gotta do.
That's why we qualified to let them be on our insurance, because we had a 2080 in place.
Right.
But it itself doesn't really discuss it, does it?
No, because they weren't on our insurance at that time.
Right,
But
so
we
it's
wouldn't
not
have been able
currently
to add
in
them to
there.
our insurance if we didn't have that 28.
Nothing about covering them in insurance is currently under the 28E. That was
There's
something that
nothing in
came
there.
after.
Okay.
So
Well,
they,
then we screwed up over a year ago. Well,
Hold on.
For what?
when they first started their insurance back with us.
No, that's how we got to approve having them on there, because we had a 28E already in place
Oh,
with
okay.
them.
so nothing needed to be written or documented at that time.
Okay.
So if we do want something now, just to have it, I probably could talk to the county attorney's office and just see, could we add a memo to it or an attachment to it saying, hey, we now cover this, which includes the self-funded piece. We could probably just draft something to add. So I guess before he goes to his board, just wanted to make sure this group was okay with just basically, they would be treated exactly the same then as all of our employees. Whereas right now, they don't have that Auxient self-funded piece.
What do we gotta do to get them on? We gotta approve it, right?
Well, they are on our insurance, but he's gonna talk to his landfill commission and probably come back and update what we wanna do, or.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll bring it up at the meeting on Thursday and then,
I
So-
think your board should act on it right away, because
Yeah,
it's
open
middle of
enrollment.
April right now, and
Yeah.
open,
Get you enrolled.
yeah,
But I mean, as far as revising a 28E, yeah, you'd have to come back.
okay. You want to talk, we gonna talk to the county attorney for that, or we gonna talk to?
I
our-
sure can.
Or, I mean, I can do it, or you,
Right.
or we can do
I
it.
can-
Jennifer would probably wanna look at it too, I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, she's not our attorney, though. She can
But-
look at it, but.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can ask them to draft something and send it to you and Jennifer
Yeah,
if you want. But,
okay.
Well, why don't you ask Ray if we need to update the 28E
okay,
with the insurance in it?
okay.
'Cause you guys carry your own property insurance.
Correct.
You're not with the county,
Right.
you don't have a list
No,
of what you guys got.
everything we have is
Yeah.
independent.
It's, why don't you just ask Ray, I bet he don't have to do anything to update the 28E, but I'm no attorney, so.
Because I know that when we got on it, that was a stipulation when I talked to ISAC. We had to be a 28, there's like 3 different things, and we were one of the 3 at the time. Well, I think I dealt with it, or talked
Yeah,
with Haley.
Brad Holden.
Yeah.
Why don't you
Okay.
ask Ray,
I will do that.
get guidance from him.
Okay. But on the surface of it, the premise of doing this, do I hear no concerns?
I have none, if he's interested, number one.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to be concerned about, really.
Okay.
That's correct.
What do you think, Rick?
Well, I think you're going about it the right way. I don't see anything to be concerned. And of the 2 options, you gotta take it back to their board, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I've got a question.
Yes.
You might as well give a report on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you wanted a quick medical report on it. So we started a new cell last October. We're about all the way across the bottom with a current, we call it a fluff layer, or a soft layer, so it doesn't, on top of the sand for drainage. We got about 75, 80 feet left to go across, and we'll move back to the north and start filling it. This cell we built is about a 4.5 year cell, it's a 5-year cell, barring no weather-related storms or anything like that. We're gonna be building a new lagoon this year, probably starting that in July, about a 60-day window, have that done for our collection, drainage collection system for leachate. And then I'm sure everybody's heard the soil project coming out of Cedar Rapids for the Cedar Rapids Lynn County flood control. They just finished up hauling the first phase of that in last Friday. So, and that soil it's not a hazardous soil. It's a little high in arsenic. It's above the statewide drinking water average, so that's why it had to go to a landfill. That's, we all, as we took it on that premises too, so.
So how much more are they bringing?
I'm only gonna take one more project. I think that'll be all I want, to manage effectively. That's my key thing, is being able to manage it all. We'll see in the, excuse me, we'll see in the future. The last project they have coming in, if it starts this year, would be in September, and it's a, I can't exactly remember the yardage, I wanna say 30,000 yards, roughly, so I'm not sure how much that, I know how much it is, I guess, but I just want to make sure we have enough area for it before I commit to it. And after that, I probably won't take any more. It'd be
How much do they have to haul? They got more
a
after
lot.
that?
Yeah, this is the first phase. This is what they call the east side. And then the west side, which would be, I guess I'm looking at Cedar Rapids, it'd be the north side of the river is the one we're currently working with, and then the south, west half or south half will be in the next 2, 3, 4 years, somewhere in that time frame. It's over quite a length of time. So,
It's really not your deal, but I hear Waterloo's got some of that coming to Iowa County, not Iowa County, Tama County.
Tama's done. They're done. Oh, it's my understanding Tama's got all they want, all they can handle right now.
So where are they going with this after, let's say you're not taking any?
Iowa County?
No, Benton County,
No, Iowa County.
oh, Iowa County.
Yeah, it'll go to, some maybe to Iowa County if they got room for it, otherwise, I'm not sure. That's up to Cedar Rapids to figure out at that point, or the contractor. I would guess probably Blackhawk, if I was guessing.
Wow. It's amazing to me that a lot of this area was houses before. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but if it's north of First Avenue in there, that was all houses before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. McLeod Run, there's a McLeod Run Creek or something right through there, and that's where a lot of this last phase come from. Then they got a lift station is what's coming in this fall. I'm not sure exactly where that's at either, but it's in that general area. So they're gonna excavate a bunch out. That'll be coming in possibly this fall.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is that all you have?
That's all I've got, unless you got.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
If you're not.
Hi, Harry, how are you, sir?
Good. I guess we're ready. If you are. You got another copy?
Yep, I got extras, if
Yep,
anybody
I
wants
got extras too.
a copy of what they have.
Okay.
Gentlemen, can I?
Yeah, sure.
You just got done with Sue's stuff, so I'll go back up to yours.
Yes, sir?
So,
Second.
Yep.
And folks, I'm here on item 7 on the agenda. It's been passed out. We've previously discussed this. This is the agreement with the Iowa Public Information Board. I've discussed this with you previously. This is a informal resolution. This would be to address the listed complaints on that with the individuals before the Iowa Public Information Board. All the conditions on here, and nothing's changed from what we talked about last week in real substance, or maybe it was a couple of weeks ago. And again, just ask that that there be a vote and adopt this. I can answer any general questions about, but no technical legal questions, because we're not in closed session or in a confidential meeting. But happy to answer just any general questions on the terms. Again, all the terms here would be enforced by the Iowa Public Information Board itself, rather than any other entity. And I would anticipate that likely Ray would be in contact with them, or they'd be in contact with Ray to make sure that there's a plan and compliance and that sort of thing. But,
Has Ray seen a copy of this?
he has a copy of it, yes.
Okay.
And he's reviewed it. And again, this is the same one we discussed a couple of weeks ago. So.
Okay. Well, I guess we need to pass this.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution of 24-31.
Have you seen this?
Gary, I've seen the emails and read everything, but you've got the actual proposed resolution, so it might be wise if you would second that.
I'll second it. All in favor, please say aye.
By resolution.
Oh, by resolution.
Hermer, aye?
Beershake, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Okay, folks.
Motion approved.
Yeah. We approved that. I believe that there was a statement that accompanied this that maybe Ray had provided to someone, Gary. And I think,
If you'd like to read that, I got it right here.
sure, I can,
It's number 4.
number 4. So, again, this is on behalf of the board. That the board acknowledges under Iowa Code Section 21.6, Sub 3, continued violation of Iowa's open meeting law can result in fines assessed to individual members of the board, in addition to removal from office. Folks, I think that's the only, yeah, I think that's the statement that was requested to be read in public. So I don't have anything further on this matter, and appreciate your time. I'll keep you updated on anything, and happy to help with any issues that come up in this interaction with IPIB. And I think we're on a good road here, and in a fair agreement with a good government agency. So thank you, folks.
Thank you for coming out.
You bet.
Okay. That's that.
I'm gonna do Myron's Bridge
Yeah.
for his temporary road closure.
Is he coming?
He's not gonna be able to be here.
No.
So this resolution is to complete the project along 21st Avenue Drive in Big Grove Township. So it's gonna be a temporary road closure for that construction, and then it'll be by resolution, so it's in section 138411.
copy of that, Rick?
I do not. You guys will have to,
I'll read it to
do the
you.
motion in a second.
I'll read it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Be it resolved by the Benton County Board of Supervisors that the following described secondary road be closed for construction effective from April 22nd through the completion of the project. From near the southeast corner of the southwest quarter of section 13, TW 84 north, R11 west, hence north 1.5 miles to the northeast corner of the northwest quarter of the southwest quarter of section 12 dash T84 north dash R11 west along 21st Avenue Drive in Big Grove Township. You catch all that?
I did.
Tracy's looking on his flat book right now.
Thank you for reading that.
You're welcome. I guess we have to individually approve it.
I'll make a motion for resolution 24-32 on the road closure.
I'll second it.
By resolution.
It's by resolution.
Steve and I.
Okay, Kramer, aye.
Beershank, aye. That's approved. I guess if you we're signing, right? That's what we're doing, Rick.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
I don't know if you want to sign this when you get back or not.
Well, there's probably a spot for all of us to sign, so
Yeah,
I'll sign things probably at the next meeting.
okay. Thank you. Go ahead.
No, I say you have item 10 yet.
Yes, we got item 10 yet, so we can start on that right now. Security Committee.
We had a security committee meeting, where we talked about the security camera in this room being put on a switch, which could be shut on or turned off during closed sessions. Bring that to the board for approval. We would locate the switch in the, we'll call it the equipment closet. We would have a simple policy. When it needs to be shut off, the auditor or the auditor's designee would notify security. They'd go down, turn it off, and at the conclusion of the meeting, the auditor or the designee would request that security turn it back on. And that pretty well takes care of that. We had looked at 3 other exterior doors on the building, of putting cameras on that. There is a tunnel that goes around the exterior. From that room, we would have 300 foot to reach the cameras, depending on which way you would go. We might be at the end of that run. So we're gonna get a hold of Mike Elwick and see what's in the ceiling and how difficult it is to get over there to do that. We would definitely not be at the end of our 300 foot runs if we could do that. So that's kind of been tabled. We were looking at using 2 cameras that are present, and Ben thinks he has a 3rd one that will work on that system also. And then the most of the discussion was on the Hannon Lake Shop, that's been pre-wired, for the security cameras, and then the Nature Center itself for a system there. And then they're looking at the Rogers Park shop, but it is not wired, so they want to complete that first and then get the bid in on that. And that covers everything from the meeting.
I think Conservation ordered those already, right?
Yep,
Yes, last week.
yep,
Yeah, we had that on the agenda last week, so, yep.
yep. So that covers everything.
So do we got okay, what you wanna do here,
Yep,
this building?
yep. Okay, this building and just the plans moving forward.
I didn't catch part of your conversation there with those doors on the south run. You were gonna cover, hopefully the one on the food pantry side as well, correct?
Yes, yes, because that makes us 4 doors, actually.
Okay,
It's to our advantage to leave the cameras on the inside of the building. That way we don't have to deal with weather and vandals and then longer runs getting outside. And the cameras are less expensive.
yeah.
So that's kind of the way, we're waiting to see if we can, hopefully Mike Elwick knows how to get up through the ceiling, because we haven't been up there for anything, have we, Tracy? You have. So you know how to do it. No. Darn it. So we'll find that answer out, and that'll kind of point us which direction we're gonna go with that project.
So basically, you don't have.
Go ahead, Rick.
Go ahead, Rick.
No, go for it.
Basically, you'll just have, roll of wire, right?
Yep.
Probably 2 extra cameras, since he's got one already,
Possibly, yeah.
and then a switch.
Yep.
So you're actually, and he's gonna do it himself,
Yes.
so we're talking more or less not very much.
No.
And I make a motion to go ahead and let the security go ahead what they wanna do.
Okay.
And I would second that motion.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Will that work for you, Haley?
Motion
Yeah, the
carried.
motion, but I'm
Explain
gonna, you're gonna explain what we're doing.
Yeah, without actually explaining where all the cameras are gonna go.
Yep.
But I think you said that it would come out of the lost funds for the equipment, isn't that correct?
We have a line item, yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool.
It's quite a deal. All right.
Did you wanna go back to the early retirement thing?
Yes. We'll go back to the early retirement stuff.
Okay. All right.
I think we just need a formal vote by resolution, right?
Yep, because I didn't have it in order, so now if I know it's a resolution, we'll get that, because you're not changing anything on it.
Correct.
Then we just have to change the dates, right?
Well, each person would just fill in the dates if anybody participated in it, right? Those are just all blank lines.
Right, but I mean, I'm just saying, if we're not changing anything, what was the need to redo it otherwise?
Well, my understanding was that it was just offered for that particular year. It wasn't something that was on standing that could just be taken advantage of every year.
That's what I mean, so do we want to put a date range that we're not gonna accept it after, or is it gonna be unending?
Oh, I think we had the last one with a date time frame.
I think you're right.
Well, it doesn't show it in the resolution, that's just it, so. But if you guys want to put like a window, a date, time frame.
So between now and June 30th, before the next fiscal year, does that make sense?
Well, that's the end of the fiscal year, so I don't have a problem with that. Was that about the same time frame, Haley? Do you remember? Was it 30, 60 days, something like that?
I think we gave them more than that because I thought they had to like reach out to IPERS and other things. You had to allow the employees
Okay.
to do their
Okay.
research and stuff.
So you think 90 days is sufficient?
July 30th? I mean, it doesn't matter if it wraps over, I guess, right?
No, it don't.
Because then if they're IPERS, they're quarterly. So I don't know how, yeah, it just, but I guess they could fill in their date when it would become effective as long as they let you know by that certain time.
Right.
I would think 60 days ought to be enough time to figure something out, what they're gonna do.
Yeah, IPERS is pretty good about fitting
So is that your
people in.
motion?
Okay, why not?
So you're gonna approve the resolution and then put effective 60 days. So I gotta retake this.
Okay.
So basically, this expires June 30th of '24.
Correct.
7/10, somebody
Yep.
can't say, hey, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
Well,
you,
I'll second it. I'll second his motion.
okay. All in favor? We gotta do it by,
Resolution,
yes.
correct. Primer, aye.
Deershank, aye.
Seaman, aye.
Motion carries. We gotta sign something.
Well, I don't have it typed up because I
Oh.
didn't know you were doing it today.
So we'll do that next week. You got any reports?
No.
I went to, on Thursday, I had, the health department, we met, and there'll be more coming up on that. Grace will be coming in.
I got the sheriff's gonna report on one.
Last week, we had the,
Halifax.
floor lifted in the, emergency management. It had sunk about 2 inches on the east side of the building. Worked just like they said it was going to. Raised it right up,
So it's all fixed.
all fixed.
Good, very good.
I had the opioid committee meeting last week too, so we're working with Grace for public health on that too. So she's gonna do some assessment needs.
Okay.
Is there any public comments?
This is Kelly Van Reet. I just have one question. With the IPIP informal resolution, wasn't the training already a part of the previous lawsuit that was settled with the Board of Health?
And I can answer this, gentlemen, if that's okay, just as a clarification. The training was, but it wasn't specified. If you look at this agreement, it's specified that it needs to be through the Iowa Public Information Board. So the previous agreement had as a term of it, that there would be training. This one is just refined slightly from that.
So,
But in general, yes, but just a slight difference.
so was the previous training for the Board of Health settlement, was that conducted?
It was not because of this ongoing, and so, you know, it's part of this and part of the other. So there are two real sources for it. So again, this one has to be with IPIP, and IPIP wants the terms of the agreement. And this is on the face of the agreement itself that it needs to be done within the 60 days of the finalization.
Anyone else, anything else?
Motion adjourned.
And I'd second that.
All in favor, please say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.
And I thank you